afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
I want to thank everybody for joining us today for our 8th annual Apprenticeship Open House virtual information session. My name is Victor Cerrone. I am an assistant coordinator at the training center, a 30-year member, local 1889. And I'll talk about the different careers that we have or curriculums that we have. My background is strictly concrete. I'm a concrete carpenter, from residential concrete to commercial concrete. Started teaching here at the training center in 2003. I taught pre-apprentices, apprentices, journeymen, and I am now an assistant coordinator for the training center. So I just want to again welcome everybody. If everybody's just hopping on, I know that a lot more people registered for this, and hopefully they can join our session here within the next couple minutes. Any questions that you all have, you can definitely put them up on the chat, and I'm going to be keeping an eye out on it to see if I can answer some of the questions, or you can just write them down. And then maybe at the end of the session, depending on what slide you were talking about, maybe put a note on there and then ask the question afterwards. And then I'll do my best to answer all your questions, okay? So I'm gonna hop into this PowerPoint. This is gonna be about a half hour or so, maybe 35 minutes, and then I'll open it up for questions, okay? All right, so the first thing you have to do, though, if you are really interested in joining our program, okay, I suggest that you research the trade. And you can do that by going into our website. Our website is www.mactc.org. Once you're on our website, the tab that pertains to anybody that wants to join for now is Apprentice program, and there's going to be about 6 tabs within that tab. Introduction, training programs, minimum qualifications. The minimum qualifications just tells you criteria, documents to bring when we are open for applications, okay? The training programs, that's going to explain the curriculums that we have. Introduction talks about what we do here, the training that we do, how to get ready for our apprenticeship, and what to expect coming into apprenticeship. So then that way you do very well at our training here, okay? And I suggest that I tell everybody that either calls me, emails me, or I meet, you have to research, you have to know what you're getting yourself into, because this is a physically demanding trade, and if you're not ready, it's going to be really tough for you to succeed. There's also a video, it's called How to Apply. And it's just me basically going over some of the things that I'm going to be talking to you about today, okay? Within the website, if you see that tab called About Us, if you hit that, there's a Math for the Trade tab, and there's a practice guide, so you can practice your math skills. All right, when the time comes for you to take your aptitude test, which includes math and reading comprehension. So there's a lot of information on this website that's going to help you out in order to get ready for our training here when that time comes. All right, so being part of the union. Each member belongs to a local union. We have a local meeting once a month. So we come together, we agree on certain things like our wages, our benefits, whether it's medical, pension, not only for us, but our families. And we also make sure that each employer supplies the safety equipment, the correct safety equipment. So then that way, at the end of the day, we go home in one piece, so to speak. So that's what being part of the union is. Being part of the union means we have somebody that's going to represent us in case we're not getting our wages, or some of the benefits are getting paid into, or some of the contractors aren't doing their job, like supplying us with our PPE and things like that. Being part of the union also means that there's plenty of opportunities for education, whether it's a weekly class, whether it's a class you take in the evenings or on the weekends, and that's going to help you advance on the job site. Okay, the more you know, the more you're worth, not only to you, but to your contractor. Our International Training Center is always pushing for productivity on the job site, quality work, and that way we stay strong. We definitely don't want the non-union to start doing our kind of work because we are skilled, we're trained. The difference between the union members and non-union, we have training and we have great pay and great benefits, basically. So that's what being part of a union means. So what does it take to be successful in the carpentry trade? A few of the people that you see on the slide were once pre-apprentices, some apprentices, some journeymen now, they moved on to make a good living, but they understood what it takes to be successful, and they came into the pre-apprenticeship, and they were trained properly, and they bought into our system. And you have to do that in order to succeed. Some of the things that you have to know, math is our language for sure. So if you don't speak math, you're going to be limited on how you succeed throughout your career. You do have to pass a math test, getting through the program, and it's really not that hard of math. It's basically adding, subtracting, multiplying, decimals, fractions, feet and inches, and things like that. All right, so every time you come to class, once you start your apprenticeship, there's going to be math involved because that is something that we have to get really good at. The other thing you have to pass is a reading comprehension test. And that is also, that plays in every week you come back, we go over prints. We look at the prints. The prints have your drawings, like your lines and dimensions, and very minimal writing. There's also specifications. There's also schedules and details that we have to look at. We cannot just build a structure with material and prints. We have to have those specifications. We have to have those details. Those little things that make that structure one complete a structure. So you have to know what you're reading and put it all together and to build that building or whatever it may be. And you have to pass that in order to get into the apprenticeship. Some of the skills needed, the big one, and I see it every time we start a class, the physical part. If you're not physically fit or ready to come into the apprenticeship, it's going to be really tough for you to complete the 9 weeks. You do have to be physically fit in order to get into this. And you should just get ready. And I'll talk about what we do in the pre-apprentice class as far as physical training and things like that. 90% of the stuff that we do on the job site is physical, carrying material, moving this, moving that, climbing ladders, scaffolding. We have our pouches on, they're heavy. We have our hard hat, safety glasses. It's hot, it's cold sometimes. So the physical part is what sometimes makes you or breaks you. You do have to have hand-eye coordination, like swinging a hammer, swinging the maul, and things like that. Also, we climb a lot of things like scaffolding, and you can't be scared heights. You got to know how to keep your balance and things like that. Communication is a big one too, though. You have to know how to receive instruction, remember instruction, and then execute. And also communicate with the rest of the people, whether it's your foreman or other people on the job site. So our apprenticeship offers different curriculums. The general carpentry is broken into 2 different curriculums. We have the general construction and interior systems. The general construction is basically wood framing, like residential framing, metal stud, rafters, stairs, trim, interior, exterior, things like that. The systems curriculum is basically anything you find inside of a commercial building. Metal studs, light gauge, heavy gauge, drywall, soffits, hardware, doors, frames, and things like that. And then we have the flooring curriculum. As a flooring apprentice or a floor cover, you would install flooring. That's what you would be doing for your whole career. So you install either hardwood, carpet, linoleum, astroturf. The mill cabinet curriculum is you are inside of a shop manufacturing cabinets. The outside carpenter would install the cabinets. Concrete, which that's my background. We do residential concrete, so we form up certain foundations with different types of concrete forms, and the laborers pour the concrete, and then the finishers finish the top of the concrete wall so it's nice and flat and level. Concrete, it could be residential, commercial, high-rise concrete, bridge work. We have millwrights. Millwrights are basically almost machinists. They're not your typical pouch wearing, swinging a hammer all day type of carpenter. They work with a lot of machines. They either replace, maintain machines, turbines to produce energy. And then we have the pile drivers. The pile drivers work with deep foundations. Superstructure has to have a foundation strong enough to hold the weight, like a high rise or a bridge. So they have to, drive those piles down, or auger deep enough to find that bedrock and then pour concrete and rebar so it does hold up the weight. So that's basically our different curriculums that we have and we offer at the training center. Coming in through the general carpentry or the concrete curriculum or the cabinet curriculum, we have a 9-week program. It's Monday through Friday from 8 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. And so this is basically how it works. Okay, so at the time when you apply for the apprenticeship, you come in person with all your documents. You apply for whatever curriculum we're open for. We're going to give you 2 dates. The first date is called the pretest. It's a pretest, so we prep you for the math test. The second date is the actual test date. So we bring you in, we prep you, and then we bring you in again at a separate date, and you can take the test. You pass the math test, you then get thrown into a pool. It's kind of like a lottery system. The quicker you get picked, the quicker you start your 9 weeks. You get picked, you come in for an orientation, a drug test, and things like that. You buy your books, and then you start your 9-week program. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. First thing we do is we meet in the classroom, check the homework, and then we go out either outside if the weather's okay, or in the shop, and we have either a half-hour, 45-minute workout session. And that workout session, it's like you see on the picture here: jumping jacks, push-ups, squats, all body weight, stretches, just to get us to the point where we're going to be strong enough to haul material. And then we take the apprentices in the back of the school, and we have another session called material handling. And we show the apprentices how to carry material carefully. We do start out light for the people that aren't used to physical work. And as weeks go on, they get just a little bit heavier. We carry 2x4s, 2x6s, scaffold plank, drywall, concrete forms. So we train our apprentices on the physical part, because as a first-year apprentice, after you get out of your 9 weeks, a first-year apprentice is basically going to be doing all the grunt work, moving a lot of material, doing most of the physical part. Once you prove yourself that you can show up every single day on time, being a half hour early is being on time for us in the trade. You show up on time, you have a good attitude, and you have work ethic. That's all you need to start. And then we can teach you the rest. We can teach you all the basics of carpentry. We do have approximately 6 to 7 safety classics like OSHA 30, fall protection, first aid, CPR, so that when you go out to the job site, you're aware of some of the hazards that may harm you or kill you. All right, so that's basically how the whole program works if you want to apply. For a different curriculum like the flooring, millwrights, or pile drivers, that is a different method. You do have to contact their local, and they will explain to you how it all works. They put you on a waiting list, and you'll get notified by them. Okay, and all this information that I have here, like the local and their contact info, is on our website. So after you make it out through the 9 weeks, you get appointed a local union. You go join the local. You become a first-year carpenter apprentice, and hopefully you start working right away. And now you are not guaranteed a job after the 9 weeks. Throughout the 9 weeks, we do a lot more than just teach you carpentry. We also talk about putting resumes together. We also talk about how to interview, how to show up for your interview. You know, we talk about how to present yourself, how to network in order to get work. So with the effort of the apprentice, the school, and the local, that apprentice will start working right away if they stay active looking for work. Once they start working, they're out working for 3 months and then come back to class for 1 week for that quarter. So they're basically coming back to class 4 weeks a year. The first year, the classes that they take, their stipend for that week is going to be $260. Second year, $335. Third year and fourth year, for every class that they appear at in school, they receive a $450 stipend. So you're learning and you're earning at the same time. Now, I forgot to mention that during the 9 weeks for the pre-apprenticeship, you really don't get paid. I really don't even like to say you get paid because it's really minimal money. You get a $35 check per week, $35 a week for the first 3 weeks. It goes up to $60 for the remainder of the 9 weeks. That's not even gas money for some people that live, kind of far away from Elk Grove. All right, so that is the process of the pre-apprenticeship and the apprenticeship once you get start working, things like that. Now, first year apprentice, their wages is 40% of journeyman scale, $20.80. Second year, 50. Third year, 65. Fourth year is 80%. The journeyman scale right now is $52.01. Now that's on the check. Okay, we have an additional $39.39 benefit package that our contractor pays on our behalf to our regional council, and I'll explain that a little bit more in detail in the next slide. But I do want you to take a look at all these numbers here: $20 to 26, and then 33, and then 41. No raise is less than $5. So as you move up from first to second, and the way you move up from first to second, or you advance from first to second, you have to have a certain amount of hours worked in the field and a certain amount of classes completed in our school. So you do have to show up for class and maintain hours worked in order to advance from year to year to year. Once you have the hours and the classes completed, your employer will give you that raise. But the raise are no less than $5. The first one's 5 and change, and it's 7 and change, 7 and change. The last raise is more than $10. So a contractor is going to look at that first year apprentice, and then they're going to look at that third year apprentice or fourth year apprentice. As the third and fourth year apprentice, paying you 33 and 41, they expect a lot more hustle, knowledge, ability to be on your own, troubleshoot on your own. So you have to, know numbers, read a print. So your skill level has to get up to that point where you're worth that $33 an hour or that $41 an hour. So on top of our wages, again, we have an almost $40 benefit package that pays for your medical, doctor visits, vision, dental, and then our pension. So your contractor, for every hour that you work, multiplies it for times 39.39, sends that over to our regional council. Our regional council puts it into our health and welfare, our pension, our supplemental retirement fund, our vacation fund, which we just started this year. For every year, we'll get a check, either deposited into our account or mailed to our house. And then 68 cents an hour from our benefit package comes to the training center here. And these numbers here are based on how many hours you work. The more hours you work, the better these numbers look. The better your pension is going to be when you retire. Our retirement age right now is 60 years of age. Your supplemental retirement fund is going to look better. If you're a mediocre to a social carpenter, that might not look, as good as you want them to look. That's why it's up to every apprentice and journeyman, to get better at, at the skill, at our trade. So then that way, you stay working, and that's the name of the game, to stay working all year round if possible. I know some people might be heading off to college or university, and you might have to pay back a loan, over 100,000 sometimes. Our 4-year apprenticeship is tuition free. The only thing you do have to come up with is approximately anywhere from $100 to $300 for your books, depending on the curriculum that you pick, and a $25 application fee. But that is it. There is no loans to pay back. And again, you get paid every time you come to class. Now, upon completing our apprenticeship, you have the opportunity to convert our training here, and then you can get college credit granted towards an associate's degree. Now, the colleges that are on board are the City Colleges of Chicago and Ivy Tech, anywhere from 30 to 55 credits. You have to complete our apprenticeship training. And then, if you want to advance, because, some people want to advance, we start out as apprentices, become journeymen, foreman, general foreman, superintendent. Now you start talking about a project manager, a superintendent, then that's when that degree might help you out or might come into play, because there's some people that want to take it to the next level. Sometimes even an owner of your own company, if that is your goal. But, sky's the limit. We offer a lot of opportunity here at our training center, and it's up to the individual, to set that goal. We do offer many skill advancement classes in the evenings and on the weekends. We offer a robotic total station. We stay up with the latest technology, a layout instrument, virtual welding machine, a lot of hands-on classes that is going to better your skill. We have over 200 different classes that we offer, and every quarter we come up with new classes and new ways to do things. And as a member, as long as you have a current union card, you don't have to pay anything for the class that you take in the evenings. All right, we just require a $25 deposit to hold your spot, and then you get that right back once you complete the class. All right, so how do you get into the apprenticeship program? The requirements at the time of filling out your application. So when you step into our office, you have to be at least 17 years old. You bring your high school diploma or GED, valid driver's license or state ID, social security card, and a $25 application fee. And again, all this information is on our website under minimum qualification. Now, that $25 application fee has to be a cashier's check or a money order. No personal checks, no credit cards, no cash, no e-pay or anything like that. All right, because it's non-refundable. Prior to training, you do have to pass that aptitude test. And again, we do our best to get you in here and prep you. It's up to the individual to stay, we give you a study guide once you leave from that prep date. And hopefully you pass that test. Also be physically fit to work as a carpenter, no restrictions. So you cannot be hurt. You do have to submit a physical in order to start. You also have to pass a drug test. Reliable transportation is, not required to actually fill out an application or even start the apprenticeship. But I tell you, you have to have one. It's a must in our trade. Your driver's license and a dependable vehicle is gold when you first start, okay? Because we work in over 10 counties. We might start in downtown Chicago, 6 o'clock in the morning, and then they might tell us to go up north to McHenry at noon to help out another crew. They want to know that you're going to be able to get to work, not mom, dad, boyfriend, girlfriend, Uber or taxi or anything like that. You got to have that reliable transportation. That is definitely a must. Now, when we do open up for applications, now we open up for applications only once a year for a specific curriculum, okay? So this year we did open up for the general construction and the concrete at 2 different times, 2 different dates. When we do open up, we do announce it on the website. We notify the unemployment office, put the ad on the paper, and then notify all of our locals. You do have to appear in person, and we give you those test dates and time to come in and take your test. Take your test. Now, I do have great news for the people that are on, and since this is the National Apprenticeship Week, we are going to be accepting applications for a short period of time, though. Okay, if you want to write these dates down, November 17th and 18th. The 21st and the 22nd only. Okay, now that's just something that they agreed on, or we agreed on for those 4 days only. You have to be here at our training center in Elk Grove Village with all your documents from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Now, if you don't come in by the 22nd, you're going to have to wait until next year's application period. And we don't know the dates for next year's application period because there's too many things that dictate that date. Okay, it's based on numbers and that. So anybody that is eager to start, bring your documents and fill out your application. And the ladies that make copies of your paperwork and your documents, they'll tell you the next step. They'll give you the dates to come in for your pre-test and your test and your actual test. All right. Now we do have a YouTube channel, Carpenters 1256. You all should hop on that and like us. And there's a video called PA Morning Workout, and it's just a session on how we put the pre-apprentices through that workout. So you can get you can get in some kind of shape before you come in here, and and be ready for the physical part. Again, that's one of the toughest things to get over if you're not really used to working physically outside of weather. The other thing too is the elements. You gotta be able to withstand the hot weather in the summertime, the humidity, the cold weather. Like today, it's kind of off and on, kind of snowing, everything's wet, your fingers are cold, your feet are cold. It's just part of the trade. You got to be able to work in those and in the elements basically. And that's our information. Our website again, www.mactc.org, phone number 847-640-7373. You can call our office for any questions. If the ladies in the front can't answer your question, all you got to do is ask for an assistant coordinator, and then we'll do our best to answer your questions. I do see some questions on the chat. Hold on 1 second here. The first question is the application period closed right now? Well, it is now, but it's going to be opening again tomorrow, okay? 17th, 18th, 21, and 21st and 22nd. So Thursday, Friday, and then Monday and Tuesday next week. That's another question about the application period. Where do applicants come to apply? They come to our training center, 1256 Estes Avenue in Elk Grove Village, and that's on our website or our address, okay? Again, from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. The school is in Elk Grove. The other question is, what is the application period for general contractors? They probably meant general construction, and I kind of explained the general construction is 2 curriculums: general construction, wood framing, and interior systems, which is metal framing. We have another curriculum that we accept the applications for, and that's the concrete curriculum. But this is for the general construction curriculum. The other question here is, how long is the process and is it competitive? If I apply, how long is the waiting list? All right, to answer your first question, it's very competitive. It's really competitive. We have a lot of pre-apprentices. We have 2 general construction pre-apprentice classes in Chicago. And then we have pre-apprentice, concrete pre-apprentice here in Elk Grove. An average of 15 to 20 students per class. And they get out every 9 weeks. So we have a flow of first-year apprentice coming out every 9 weeks. That's why it's so important for everybody to understand that this is a very competitive trade and you have to give it your 120%. Some people come in with some experience and do a little bit better than some people that don't have a whole lot of experience. But again, if you have the 3 things that we're looking for, if you have, if you're punctual, if you're here every single day, ready to work, if you have work ethic, if you pep to your step, and if you have a good attitude, don't say a whole lot, and you're teachable and you have common sense, we can take that, and then we can teach you the rest. But we need those 3 things coming into the training center. All right, and then how long is the waiting period? You know, it all depends. Remember, once you pass your test, your name gets thrown into a pool. The faster you get picked, I've had people wait a couple months. I've had people wait a year and a half to get in, depending on how fast your name gets picked from that pool. Next question, is this the opportunity background friendly? As far as background checks, we don't do any background checks here at the training center. We do have a drug test in order to get into the apprenticeship. That does not mean, though, that the contractor that you work for does not have a background check. Now, you got to realize that as a carpenter, a lot of our contractors work in schools, government buildings, petrochemical plants, nuclear plants. So working in any of those, you will have a background check, and that's going to limit where you're going to be able to work. Okay. Next question, what if we don't have a physical Social Security card? Mine was stolen. The other thing you can do is submit a receipt that you have applied for your original Social Security card. If you for a Social Security card, if you don't have your original, if you bring that receipt in with your documents, then you still be able to apply if you don't have the duplicate in your hand. But you do have to apply for it and bring us that receipt, though. Next question, if I graduate high school in May, will I have to wait until next year to apply? The answer is no, because if you're 17 years old, still in high school, and you're a senior, you can apply, bring your high school transcripts. All you got to do is ask for your transcripts at your high school, and then bring us your high school diploma once you graduate. But you can definitely apply while you're still in high school. As long as you're 17 years old, and, you know, a senior, hopefully you're looking to finish high school. Is general contractor the same as general construction? A general contractor is a contractor that gets the job and subs little jobs out. General construction is our curriculum. Okay, so there's 2 different things. What is the best way to bring the $25 payment? Remember, money order or cashier's check only. Right? Money order or cashier's check only. And they'll tell you who to make it out to, or you can just make it out to the Carpenters Training Center. They'll tell you exactly what to put on that money order or cashier's check. Next question, what is the general carpentry apprentice? What application process is that? Just want to make sure I'm getting this correct. Again, the dates that I gave you are for the general construction. So anybody wants to apply for the general construction, come in with your documents, November 17th, 18th, 21st, and the 22nd. Next question. I understand that you have a location here in Missouri, where I'm from. We have a similar pre-apprentice program called PATS, but it's 3 weeks. Would it be beneficial for me to take this class or would it be irrelevant to the Illinois program? So yeah, even though they're now part of our regional council, they do have a different curriculums, different pre-apprenticeship, time limits and things like that. So if you're in Missouri, you should take their pre-apprenticeship and training program. But if you're here in Illinois, definitely take ours. Ours is 9 weeks. Next question. If the general construction is split into two groups, residential and commercial, can you do both or do you have to choose one? Yes, you have to choose one. Every apprentice that comes through here has to choose a curriculum. There's way too many things that we teach, too many curriculums, and the way they split, you can never get and not every apprentice gets the whole, every class. It's impossible. There's just too many classes that we offer. So yeah, you do have to pick. Now, let's say that you pick residential construction, and if you want to get into a commercial framing and things like that, then you can take that on your own. There's always the evening classes and weekend classes that you can take. All right, and it's a commitment that you have to make. I know that sometimes it's hard coming in here after work. Classes usually start from 6 p.m. They end at 9 p.m. and then Saturdays from 7 to 3. But that's a sacrifice you have to make. Nothing comes easy. I tell people, if you really can't do it in the summertime because of the weather's nice and everything, wait until it gets a little colder, then take the classes that you have to take. All right. Do I have any more questions? Now I can, let me put up our website and I can show you all a few things. On our website, so then you're able to get to where you want to get. Okay, so this is our website here again. And again, introduction and then training program. So if I click on, let's say, general construction or general carpentry, it's going to break down general carpentry and what we do as carpenters, the skills that we need, how to be productive, the attitude that we have to have coming in. It also talks about the 9 weeks of the pre-apprenticeship. So we're in the classroom about 1/3 of the time. And then the rest of the time is always hands-on. All right. And then short videos, 1-2 minute videos on interior systems carpenter, what a residential carpenter does, and things like that. So there's a lot of information on here on the website. So let's go to the math for the trades on About Us. And you're able to see that there's a website called Khan Academy. You can click on that, and that's more help. If you need help for your math skills for the aptitude test. And there's 2 practice guides. If you click on that, it shows you the type of math that's going to help you with our test, which is reading a tape measure, whole numbers, adding, subtracting. Fractions, decimals, a little bit of percentages and things like that. And we also include the answer key so you can check your work. All right, and there's another one there. So there's 2 that you can look at and see. But definitely research. You got to research the trade. There's no way around it. Coming in, you don't want to spend your 9 weeks here and then get out in the field and not be successful, because you just wasted 9 weeks of your time. So the number one reason why I see people fail is they're not ready. They just didn't research. Like, I tell them, research the trade. You got to know what you're getting yourself into. If you don't like waking up early, driving far, coming home tired, sweaty, hungry, this might not be for you, because that's our life. Now, the thing is that we get used to that kind of work. Our body adapts. and we started learning the trade, the skill. So everything does get a lot easier, but you know, it's physically demanding again. So you do have to research and understand that we get paid really well, and we have top-notch benefits for us to mope around on the job site, be on our cell phone every 5 minutes. You know, so we show up on the job site half hour early, and then get out of the vehicle, a quick stretch. Some sites require a 5-minute stretch for all the trades. So you get out of your vehicle, you do a little stretch, and that prevents a lot of injuries, because sometimes you might be driving an hour and a half to work, and your body is relaxed in that vehicle. So that stretching prevents a lot of injuries throughout the day. Do I have any more questions, whether they're on the chat? You can open up your mic if you want. I'll answer questions.
Yes, my name is Daniel here. I had a question. So you said on the 17th, the 18th, the 21st, and the 22nd, the general construction pre-apprenticeship program is open for applications. There were several other trades. Do they open at other various times throughout the year? Is that what I'm to understand?
Yes. As far as, we call them specialties, like the flooring and the millwrights, and things like that, you do have to contact a local, and then they'll explain to you how it works. It's kind of like a waiting list for them, okay? Now, we offer the 3 curriculums. We offer the general construction, we offer the concrete curriculum, and the mill cabinet, and they are at different dates. Like, I'll give you an example. This year, we opened up for applications April through May for the concrete curriculum, and then we opened up again September through October for the general construction. 2 different dates for 2 different curriculums. And this right here, this small window that you all have to come in here apply, that's something that's unusual, okay? So you should really take advantage of it, because this didn't happen last year or the year before, the year before. So they're opening up 4 days for anybody that wants to apply, since, you know, it's National Apprenticeship Week. So, and then, you know, we're talking about the apprenticeship, and, you know, some people are really amped and ready to start their apprenticeship. But I'm gonna tell you, it's a process. So you have to be patient, and then get ready. Get ready. You have to get ready. You understand what it takes now that I explained some of the things. You have to get ready. You apply, and then you get ready. You get ready mentally, but more importantly, physically, because, I mean, we get after it. All right. So good question, and thanks. Any more questions? Let me see. Hold on 1 second. No, that's it. Okay. So again, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. And any other questions that you might have later on, you have a phone number that I put up on the screen. You can ask for Victor Cerrone. That's me. And then